For example number 6, we are given the task. Let me read the problem out loud. It says that Megan McCarty, a pilot for Western Airlines, frequently pilots flights from Boston to San Francisco, which is a distance of 2,698 miles. We'll talk about that in a second. And then Captain McCarty's calculations of flight time are based on nautical miles. Whoops. Okay. And how many nautical miles is it from Boston to San Francisco? So from Boston to San Fran, it's 2,698 miles, standard miles, right? Or statute, that's what that stands for, statute miles. And then a nautical mile is actually 1 minute of Earth's circumference at the equator. So, a nautical mile is 1 minute at Earth's equator. And so let's draw a picture of that. So if I have Earth's equator, that kind of goes around like this, and I'd go from the center of the Earth from here to here, this angle theta, 1 minute, is 1 nautical mile. Not 1 nautical miles, mile. Okay, so if you think of Earth as a big sphere, and you go to the center of the Earth, and you measure out 1 minute, and then you find the arc length of a measure of 1 minute of Earth's equator. Let's write this down. Of Earth's equator, then the distance between the two is 1 nautical mile. Okay, so 1 nautical mile is just this distance right here, from here to here, from point A to B. Okay, so remember that 1 minute is 1/60th of a degree, and what we need to do is we need to calculate this and convert. So what we really need to know is what is 1 nautical mile compared to a statute mile. So let's try that. So we know that 1 minute is equal to, well, what's the relationship between minutes and degrees? Well, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Whoops. Minutes, not seconds, right? Okay. Now, that's also equal to, in other words, I want to figure out how far this thing's supposed to be. And I want to get this measure in radians. So I want to convert radians. So when I do that, I'll have degrees. So pi radians is equal to 180 degrees, right? So the degrees cancel with the degrees, the minutes cancel with the minutes, and I'm left with pi over 60 times 180, 10,800. So that's 10,800 radians. So the relationship of pi over 10,800 radians is the equivalent of 1 minute. Now, I happen to know that the equator is about equator was about 39.56. Miles. And when I write miles, just know that I'm referring to statute miles, regular mile, what we normally measure as a mile. The reason they have nautical miles is because when people used to sail ships and stuff across the ocean, everything they guided themselves by the planets, and everything was measured in degrees, where the stars in the sky, where everything was done based on degrees and minutes and seconds. And so a nautical mile was easier for them to measure than an actual physical mile. So that's why we have two different things. So now, how do I go from this? What we're trying to figure out is how long is a nautical mile in statute miles? Well, the equator is 360 degrees, and a nautical mile is this ratio of that. So the only thing I really have to do is I really just have to go 39.56 times pi over 10,800 . And I get the conversion ratio, if you multiply that out, it ends up becoming about 1.15 miles. What is this? This is 1 nautical mile. So the conversion ratio is that 1 nautical mile is approximately 1.15 statute miles. Well, what was the original question? This lady's going to fly a plane from Boston to San Francisco. She needs to make all of her calculations on the plane because the plane's flying what we call the Great Circle. So she needs to figure out her nautical miles. So what she's going to do is she's going to fly this many statute miles, and we need to convert that to nautical miles. So we're going to use this conversion ratio. She's going, what was it? 2698. So we say 2698 statute miles. And we're going to multiply that by 1.15 is equal to 1 nautical mile. Okay? So what we have here is the statutes cancel with this, and we're going to take the 2698 and divide it by 1.15, right? Let's see what we get. 26. Oops, gotta put my marker back. All right, 2698 divided by 0.15. So 2346, roughly. So she is flying approximately what was that number again? 2, 3, 4, 6. Does that make sense?